Well, hello there, motherfuckers, and I have a little review ski of American Horror Story Freakshow. Now, this is the first American Horror Story series within the whole series of, with all the different American Horror Stories within it that I've actually really gotten into. I've always, meant to go back and watch what I've missed, but you really don't need to see the past episodes of American Horror Story to see, like you don't have to see the original American Horror Story to see Asylum. Different characters, different storyline. But, I've seen a couple episodes of the original, couple episodes of Asylum, and I haven't seen any of Coven. But this one, I've seen the first 4 episodes, and I have to say that this one is probably the most striking. The characters, the freaks, the clown Twisty, it was probably the most frightening to me. It definitely drew me in the most. And I chose to do a review now because with episode 4 was sort of a milestone in this series. A lot of things happened in that 4th episode. Spoiler alert ahead. Now, Twisty was probably one of the most frightening looking characters I've ever seen. I mean, I think probably more frightening than Jason or Freddy Krueger for that matter. I mean, just look at that face. That's not even a face a mother could love. Holy fucking shit. Terrifying. And the things they had him do, just absolutely, completely just horrifying. And we got to learn his origin. And also he met his fate in this episode. And we see now that the young boy, so to speak, well, he's acting like a young boy, but he's actually a young man, is actually following in his footsteps. Now that's, I like the little transition they did there. Like, I didn't want to say goodbye to Twisty, but, now we're talking about a full-fledged, just psychopath, and we could see that this kid was going to snap, and he eventually did. Holy shit, did he ever snap, and he stands there with a bloody fucking knife or whatever that was he used to stab the maid. And he has a sick smile on his face. Also, the element of Edward Mordrake, which actually is a real character. I looked him up, and actually he was a real guy. You could Google him, wiki him, do it, whatever you can to find information, but he's a real guy. So, interesting little element. And we got to learn the origins of a couple of the freaks, and of course, what everybody was waiting for, we got to learn the origin of Twisty. And we also got to learn the origin of Elsa. And what a fucked up history she's got as well as Twisty. Twisty's origin story is just, wow, it's depressing. And Elsa, what a fucked up history that was. I mean, the part with the chainsaw, the snuff film, I was like staring at the screen there, just like in total awe. I mean, this series has definitely a way of just fucking grabbing you, and just really, it's unrelenting. I mean, so much shock value, and not just cheap shocks, not just cheap thrills, but actually quality thrills that will resonate with you throughout the series. I mean, these are characters. This is what's great about having a horror series as opposed to a horror movie. We have so much time to build characters, and this is probably why television is better than movies nowadays. Yes, there's more series, television shows that are superior to film because they take the time to build upon these characters with careful details. And you can even see within the first 4 episodes, they really took their time, but not in a boring fashion, to really build up the mystique behind these characters and then slowly revealing bits and pieces about them. And then finally we got some nice large chunks in episode 4, which made it all the worth it to keep watching, because now I felt really satisfied after episode 4. I mean, that was probably the most satisfying episode as of yet. I mean, I sat there thinking to myself, wow, now these characters are really coming full circle. And even though Twisty is now dead and gone, and he's joined up with the with Edward Mordrake, and on the other side. I mean, it was like Twisty finally belongs, and we learned that was really sort of in a weird way misunderstood, and this is something very odd that a lot of authors and filmmakers tried to touch on. Murderers, serial killers. Are they misunderstood in some way? We all know about this mental disorders and everything, and they still committed violent acts, but could they really help it? Should we feel sorry for them? That's the thing. You really think about it. Twisty was tricked. He was made fun of. They fucked up. They fucked with him. Everybody in the carnival that he was a part of, and you really just say but this guy committed some violent acts, and as Edward Mordrake said, even some of the most vicious murderers still, they realize what they did was wrong, but Twisty doesn't even realize what he did was wrong, and it's kind of obvious that he was slow. I mean, come on. I mean, he admits about being dropped on his head when he was a baby. You sit there thinking to yourself, is he really that bad? Does he really know what he's doing? And he might not know what he's doing, but he's still one fucked up, freaky motherfucker. And, wow. After that origin story, what powerful television? You have two fucking massive, origins being told here. Elsa, who is doing these weird-ass fucking pornos. They're, S&M style shit. Sadomasochistic. Call it what you want. And then she gets tricked into a snuff film. They chop her fucking legs off. And then they tell you the origin story of Twisty. And you're just like, holy fucking shit. Wow. My mind was overpowered here. I was like, damn. I've never felt more satisfied by a television show. An episode of a television show, it completely wowed me. Just 60 minutes right there of just fucking in my face shit right there. Wow. It's a great thing about this show. I haven't been grabbed by a show like this since Breaking Bad or, Walking Dead. Walking Dead has kind of removed a lot of its problems that it had in past seasons. So now it's kind of really my mind is very centered on it at the moment. But this show is just wow. Walking Dead hasn't grabbed me quite like this show. This show is, I feel like the characters are a little bit more involved than, say, Walking Dead. These characters have interesting backstories, and they have tortured pasts, which, the fact that they're freaks, that only helps. These are troubled souls. And, I have to say, this is definitely a great series. And if you're not watching it, even if you're not a fan of horror, I will advise you, if you don't like horror and you don't like being scared, it's probably not the series for you. But if you can handle some pretty fucked up shit, then I will definitely recommend this series to you. This is a great series. There's a lot of thought put into these characters. There's a lot of great writing. This is just a wonderful fucking show full of great characters, memorable characters, characters that, many years down the line we're going to be thinking of. There's scenes that are going to be engraved in your mind here. The actions of Twisty. The fucking shit that happened to Elsa. Those things are going to stay in your mind. These aren't little passing things. This is a series that's here to stay. They wanted to make a mark here. Definitely, this is a definite recommendation from me, guys. All right.